Hey everybody, come on in. We're gonna hang out for a little while, talk about the great toilet paper shortage of 2020 and other things. There's a lot of crazy going on. So come on in and let me know you're here. Say hi, take part in the conversation. We're just gonna play a little music for a second before we get going, just so I can make sure that we are up and streaming. We're on Facebook and YouTube, so I'm going to make sure that we're up in both places and everything's going good. But thanks for coming. And like I said, say hi and let me know you're here. Hey Helen, what's going on? Welcome. Brenda's here on YouTube. And let's see, let me turn the music down. Brenda says the state of Illinois is on complete shutdown. All schools, churches, restaurants, bars, events closed. About 90 miles southwest of Chicago here. Stores are empty. Prepare. It's crazy what's going on, right? Hey Ginger, hey Clinton. It's crazy. This is madness. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I called it the toilet paper shortage because you can't, in the algorithm on both platforms, if you mention the C word, you get throttled. Everybody comes and attacks you. You don't get seen by anybody, and you just get tagged. Like on YouTube, you get the CDC tag and all of that, and the propaganda comes streaming at you. So it's best to just title it the toilet paper shortage because that's what it's going to be known as. Helen says drive-thrus will be open. Yeah, I work in the restaurant industry and they're talking about that. They're talking about closing the lobby and only being open in the drive-thru. This is going to really hurt people. Who can afford to be out of work right now? You know, how many paychecks are you away from being homeless? I'm more afraid of the fear of this virus than I am the virus, I'll tell you that. It's madness, this fear propaganda campaign and this reaction to it. And what you're seeing with people hoarding up like toilet paper and cleaning products, that's just a disgusting example of what happens in a capitalist society. You know, I saw a meme and it's funny, it's true. You know, these empty shelves, this is what they point to in fear when they scream about socialism. This is capitalism, slightly stressed. You know, that's all it takes. Hey Jack, Ginger says my kids are getting unemployment in the restaurant industry. But unemployment is nothing, you know that. It's a small percentage of what you make and you can't live on it. I mean, it's hard enough to survive on what we already make. And the business is just dying off. And people are terrified. And it's dangerous. Hey, Steve, thanks for sharing. Everybody that shared, thank you for sharing. I noticed a bunch of you did. But this is really scary. I don't know how far they'll take this. You know, and I don't want to be the guy sitting there ranting and raving that there's nothing to be afraid of here. But I don't trust the media. And a lot of doctors with cooler heads are saying that this fear is irresponsible. And they're scaring people to death for no reason. But why is the establishment and the powers that be playing into it? Why are they shutting down cities and schools and businesses? And why is that going on? You know, we're having a debate tonight in the Democratic presidential primary. There will be no audience. The WWE is doing events with no audience. NBA basketball canceled their season. No, Helen, the media is completely irresponsible. Completely irresponsible. Ginger said they're closing the doors for 6 weeks at her job. That's what's going to happen at my job. Our business has died off so much, so it's dramatic, and I know it's because of this fear. Clinton says payroll taxes are getting cut. Also, the Fed just dropped its rate to 0.25%. That's nice. And, there are a lot of things being rolled out, but you see how it takes a crisis to get people to realize there's a problem? And why isn't everybody supporting the healthcare for all guy? Don't we realize that we need quality healthcare in this country? I think that's made clearer than ever with this fear propaganda. And why isn't it going in that direction? Why aren't people going, hey, wait a minute, isn't there a guy running for president right now that's trying to offer healthcare to everybody? Ginger says Meijer had no beef, potatoes, apples, and only one pallet of TP just came in. The trucks can't keep up with it. No, you get everybody good and scared, and they're going to empty out the stores. People are going to hoard up and buy all they can and try to, emergency prep. Well, if you were going to prep, you should have done it a long time ago. And the weird thing is that what they're hoarding. Hey, Kilo. Toilet paper. Why are you hoarding toilet paper? Do they think that's going to be something that's going to be price gouged for? Is that really the first thing that we're terrified of running out of? I guess it is a scary thought. I know I hate when you're in that situation and there is no toilet. That's awful. So maybe I'm downplaying it. Maybe I understand. Ginger said we had eggs. I just bought 1 dozen. Yeah, there's no reason to hoard up. And look what that does to people. Regular people can't afford to go into the grocery store and fill up 3 carts and walk out the door with, a cart full of toilet paper and a cart full of milk and a cart full of this and a cart full of that. They gotta shop within their budget, and they're walking into completely empty stores, and their choices are severely limited now. And I know for myself, I was personally impacted because I have a specific brand of toilet paper. I had to buy the generic as all there was. I'm lucky that was there. It's crazy, this toilet paper shortage. Steve says if you have a Bible, you have toilet paper. Sorry, but that's how I feel. I don't have a very high opinion of the Bible. I am Christian. I wouldn't use it as toilet paper. Some people would, but Steve might. But I don't go that far. But I do believe it's been tampered with, messed with, and it's misrepresented. Clinton says Italy's socialist healthcare system is failing big time. How is it failing? Yeah, and are we doing better? I mean, we're in a bad spot. If this is anything to be afraid of, if this really is the serious virus that they're pushing the fear of it, if it turns out to be true, we're in a really bad spot here. Our economy will crumble, and we're not set up to take care of these people because we don't have a damn healthcare system. We have a health-for-profit system. We can't afford to handle this kind of crisis if it's real. I don't think that there's any reason to be this terrified. I think what the media is doing is being extremely irresponsible, but they're doing it for a reason. The media is the tool of the powers that be. So why do the powers that be want everyone freaked out and scared to death? Kilo says goodbye socks. Yeah. It's kind of scary, right? Because, like I said before, the trucks, they can't keep up if people want to buy like that. There's just no way. The way that the stores repopulate their shelves, it just wouldn't, it can't happen that way. You can't have this panic and this fear. So it's irresponsible what the media is doing. So Helen's absolutely right. But the media has also always been incredibly irresponsible. Dennis says it's because they have a lack of healthcare professionals, not a lack of health care. This is abundantly clear, even though the right lame talking points. Helen says, I've got 5 grandbabies home now that like to eat at least a couple times a day, right? You know, regular people can't afford to buy 30 days worth of groceries. You know, I can't. I don't shop like that. On an impulse, I couldn't just go do that. And like we just got done talking about a little while ago, because of all this fear, my job's in danger. Every job in my industry is in danger. And in a lot of industries, it's not just mine. Clinton says the death toll in Italy is over 1,000. Well, that's gone up a lot since I did my research. Because when I did a video, I made a video on the virus 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the death toll was 2,700 worldwide. It couldn't have been more than 3 weeks ago. Maybe a month, tops. So that's gone up a lot. Dion says, hey. Hey, Dion. Ginger says, Cuomo called for a 50% increase in SNAP. Really? I saw that AOC and some other people were pushing for UBI. I think that's why Andrew Yang ran for president, was to push UBI. And they're going to start pushing in that direction. There's a lot of endgame things moving into place here. I don't want to get my crazy hat on, but everybody knows I'm a little bit crazy. Jack says everyone has short sleeve shirts. Dennis says I'm lucky to buy for the week for the majority of the time. Most people can only buy for a week's worth of, groceries and things that they need. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. That's the reality. The majority of people are the working poor. That's our new middle class. So we just don't have. Robert says, gotta catch the Sean show when shit's crazy out there. I could see this topic being a conflict for you. I'm really torn. But I see what they're doing with it. They're using the fear, and they're trying to, they are silencing uprisings all over the world with it. Now, again, I don't want to be the guy in the room that's going, hey, it's not a big deal. But statistically, the numbers, it could have changed. I've been noticing in the comments on my video on YouTube, people have said that the death rate is now up to 5%. Is that true? Does anybody here know that? But last I checked, it was 2.3. And that's from the CDC's own website. So it has over a 97% cure ratio. Now, I saw something about there being a loss in lung function, but 30% is what I've been hearing. But again, I'm not a doctor. When I listen to cool-headed medical professionals talk about the virus, they say it's not as serious as what's being pushed on the media. And what the media is doing is scaring everybody to death. And they're going to shut down everything. And I know that I'm worried that my personal job won't survive, and I'm sure a lot of people are in the same position. And it wouldn't take long, especially on unemployment. There's no way I could survive on unemployment. Unemployment is nothing. Robert says 3 times deadlier than the flu, not 5%. Well, 5% is the highest I've been presented with. That was from the CDC site. What my number? 2.3. 97% cure rate. That's from the CDC. I don't know a better source. Because I figured that would be the most establishment-approved source I could get the number from. So that's where I went. And they have statistics that 52,000 people are projected to die this year from the flu. And in 3 months, let's say it's 5,000. 5,000 have died from this virus. How is it more dangerous, 3 times deadlier than the flu? if 52,000 people are projected to die this year from the flu. Statistically, that doesn't really stand up. Clinton says the Rothschilds own the patent on. I don't know if that's true. I know there is a patent. It is a patented virus. This is a bioweapon. But it's a cold. It's a coronavirus. I didn't want to say the damn. I've been trying to avoid saying that word for the entire time we've been on, because, like I told you, that word, if you say it in the algorithm, the computer will catch it. Don't even matter if you name the video after it. You're not supposed to talk about it, really, unless you're gonna push the fear. But even then, they'll still probably tag it with the CDC. Anyways, I said it, so it's done. But this virus, a coronavirus, is a type of virus. It's not a new thing. I don't know about the patent thing, but the COVID-19, that's what this virus is. It's a strain of a coronavirus. So what I've also seen, and this could be true and it could not. I, again, am not an expert on what's real right now. I don't think anybody is. He laughed at the bioweapon thing. Why is that funny? I don't understand. That bioweapons are real. The place in China, in Wuhan, just that particular city, has 3 bioweapon manufacturing facilities, one of which has the same logo as the Resident Evil video game Umbrella Corporation, which is, to me, like the funniest thing ever. But a lot of people are saying that it may not have originated in Wuhan, that it may have originated at, I just went blank, but at a biological warfare weapons facility in America that was recently shut down. Fort Detrick? That sounds right, but I wish I had it in front of me. I didn't plan on bringing it up. Now I'm worried about being right, because there's a skeptic here and he's going to want sources. Ginger says, my county in Michigan is the largest and we only have 1 medical examiner. Robert says, I saw 3% at the CDC. Maybe I'm wrong. It's climbing, I guess. Like I said, I heard 5 at the latest was tagged on my video. And I didn't check it, but I could see that it's climbing. Dennis says a conservative 3%, if every person in America was infected, would lead to 9,930,000 dead. But why would every person in America be infected? You'd have to do other statistics at like infection rates and things like that. Not everybody would be infected. It's not Captain Trips from The Stand, where it wipes out all of humanity. I don't really think this is the end. I think this is something that comes along every couple of years, that there's a new virus that does affect people and does hit hard at first before they get a handle on it. These new strains, whether it's a bioweapon or a mutation of a coronavirus. But whatever it is, they come along every couple of years, and then the medical community and the scientific community will get a handle on it. It's no reason to be clearing out the stores and panicking and shutting down cities, canceling political events. Every time I hear someone say, we should just cancel this election now, there's no reason to go forward, why put everybody at risk, let's just call it. That's really something on the table. You're just hearing establishment mouthpiece shills saying it right now, but how long before it becomes, I don't know. This is madness. This is the fear. What are we going to do? We just going to shut down? Just going to quit and give up and just fold up society? I don't understand. Dennis says bioweapons have certain genetic markers, and independent geneticists have already confirmed it's natural, not man-made. I know I did say it. It slipped out. But I feel like it could be. There are people that talked about it being a bioweapon. I don't know what it is. I want to be real clear about that. I'm not an expert on what it is. I'm talking about the fear that's being pushed out and how it's being used. That's what I'm more concerned about. That's why I didn't even really want to call it a video about that. 'Cause I'm talking more about what's being done with the fear of it. I'm more afraid of the propaganda than I am the virus and how much it'll be used. Robert says, hearing Sean say, I don't really think this is the end, makes me feel nervous. Well, is it? Is this Captain Trips from the stand? Is this what's going to wipe out humanity? Do we all really think that every person in America is going to become infected and that 10 million people are going to die? I've never seen this. This is unreal. This fear is unreal. I don't understand it. And it's all coming from that little box in the living room. It's dangerous. And look what it's doing. It's going to cripple society. And our economy won't survive this. I don't think people are thinking this through. It's scaring me. Ginger says Bernie's doing a live pre-debate show, starts soon. I got to wrap up soon too because I have to cook dinner and I got to peel potatoes. So I already knew I couldn't stay on for very long. I just wanted to talk about this. This is crazy. And I wanted to get some perspective. And sometimes just talking it out gives you perspective, but I'm not getting any. You know, there's somebody that's bought up all the Oxy wipes or whatever, the Clorox wipes from their stores, spent $70,000 buying these up, and they're selling them on Amazon at up to 4 times what they paid for them. It's just disgusting. And that's capitalism. Yeah, Robert, we'll be okay. That's what I think too. And getting everybody all terrified and worked up that this is the end of the world and we need to brace for Armageddon is incredibly irresponsible by the media, no matter what the virus is. I do not think it is the end of humanity, that we're not in an Armageddon Hollywood blockbuster. Dennis says that the 10 million was only hypothetical. No, I know, I understand, but there have been people that have come at me seriously saying that, and I knew you weren't being that way, but with the 10 million figure, you know, the 9, if you're right, man, and it's 3% fatality rate, that means 10 million people are going to die. That's if everybody got infected. I knew you weren't saying that, though. Ginger says, I need potatoes. I hate peeling potatoes. Man, but that's what she wanted for, it's Babel's birthday. Well, it was yesterday. And I'm making dinner today for the birthday. So I got to peel potatoes and carrots and do all kinds of stuff. I got all kinds of stuff to do. Ginger says Myers has no potatoes. They're out of potatoes? Man, it's much worse than I thought. Robert says every generation faces its demon. Let's man up for this one. Absolutely. We're going to have to, because it's going to get nasty around here with no toilet paper, or everybody's going to have to start a GoFundMe to get their own personal bidets. I don't know how we're going to deal with this. Dennis says, I'll peel some in exchange for dinner. Right on. I'd love to get out of doing it, but I'm going to have to wrap up and do that, because I want to watch Bernie's feed too, and I hope Bernie understands that it is time to get real tonight. He needs to go after his buddy and box him into the corner and stress him out. He needs to rattle Captain Dementia tonight and bust this debate to the ground. It's just going to be him and Joe, and he really needs to get in there and take no prisoners. It's important for him to understand that. And I'm going to host a watch party tonight of the debate. So watch it with me. Come by and hang out. Because I really hope we see Bernie come out swinging. And he really needs to be, if they're going to push all this fear, use it. You're the guy trying to push health care for everybody. How are you not the most popular candidate right now? How is everybody not pointing at you and going, hey, maybe this guy's on to something? And maybe we need to guarantee health care to every citizen so that people can afford to get treatment. Because I'm dangerous. If I was to get sick, if I was to have it, because I can't afford to miss work. As a matter of fact, if I missed more than 2 days in a row, I'd probably lose my job. Most people are in that same situation. So I've worked sick many a time. So I'm a dangerous individual, and I'm an average American. And Dion says, we want Angry Bernie tonight. You're damn right. It's time for Angry Bernie. I don't want to hear no more friend stuff. Like Ginger says, that's my favorite Bernie. He needs to get fired up. And I think he's gonna. His address the other day, the questions he laid out that he's going to get into with Joe, the questions he's going to present to him, they seemed aggressive topics. I think he's really going to come at him. And in the fireside chat, there was a lot of good vibe from that too. I think he understands here what needs to happen tonight. Helen says, just go live. I don't like being stuck in watch parties. I like to be there for the live stream, but still scroll the news feed. I never thought of that. So you mean, I'll talk to you. I'll figure out I'll get a good idea what you're saying there and figure out, because I've never thought of that and what the because I usually just sit and host it and make sure I'm paying attention to the comments, so I'm not really scrolling. But I know a lot of people like to do that, so there might be a better way to do it. Ginger says, I'm outraged. Bernie needs that outrage to come out too. You're damn right. I want to see it tonight. He needs to get in there. He needs to really go after him. He needs to be no holds barred tonight. He's got 2 hours to make a damn strong case for why he's the one moving forward. And he needs to do that. Because what if they don't allow any more debates? This could be the last chance to get in there and really make the case. So, yeah, Jack, be the Incredible Hulk, Bernie. That's what I want to see. But I'll have some kind of watch party or something tonight. I may change direction based on what Helen's telling me and do a live stream where I'm streaming it. If I can figure it out, I'll have to figure it out. But because I don't want it to be low quality and then nobody will watch it. But we'll do that later on and hang out. But thanks for hanging out with me and talking about the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. This fear propaganda that's being pushed on everybody that is crippling our economy. And I'm worried it's going to cost me my job. How far are they going to take this? Helen says, swing away, Bernie. You're damn right. Ned says they probably have Joe pumped up with steroids. I'm sure they took every precaution they have, but he can't stand on his own. And if challenged, when Joe is challenged, he gets rattled. Bernie needs to push. He needs to be surgical with it, but he needs to push. He needs to get him rattled. He needs to get in his head, and he needs to get Joe dizzy. It wouldn't be that hard. We all know that Joe has a dwindling mental state, and there's something wrong with him. We're not doctors, but I don't think you need to be to see that is a sick man. There's something wrong with him. So he needs to expose it. And point out how Joe is an enemy of progress in every way. Just the questions he laid out the other day. If he just presents those and makes the case, in 2 hours' time, he can present and do a great job tonight, and that's what needs to happen. But I think he needs to get Joe's dementia to come out. We need to expose him. He needs to get him in a corner. Don't be nice. And if he sees him start getting rattled, go harder. We'll see what he'll do. We'll get to see it tonight. I hope he understands what we understand. That there is no messing around. Helen says, tie him to his chair or he'll wander again. Let him wander. Let him get confused. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a camera on him for 2 hours. He's got to get him rattled. And then he's going to have to stand on his own. He's not going to be able to make it through. he gets through this debate, I'll be amazed. This should be great. This really should. It should be a spectacle. And I wonder how much the moderators will protect him. That'll be something fun to watch. I'm sure a ton, because it's CNN. Yeah, Ginger, bite his ear. That's what Mike Tyson would do. Come on, this is serious. Everything's at stake here. It's time to get real, Bernie. No, this is no joke. You're right. This is no joke at all. This is serious, and everything's at stake. And I believe that Bernie understands that, and I believe we're going to see aggressive Bernie tonight. Now, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll be doing some kind of a stream or watch party or something for the debate, and hang out and watch that with me, or whatever. Just keep fighting and keep pushing and keep doing all you can, and I'll see y'all later on. I gotta go make dinner for Babels. It's birthday dinner, and it's my job today. Helen says 2 hours prostate break. Oh yeah, they're gonna have to take some breaks. There'll be tons of media breaks, but the moderators, they're gonna try as hard as they can to protect Joe. But I'm excited. We'll see you then. I'll see you later on for the debate. Thanks for watching, guys.